Well, thanks so much for joining us here on 90s Plus on this beautiful Thursday afternoon. I'm 90s Weather Impact Team meteorologist Chris Bianchi. Yeah, and it is just gorgeous out there. We're in the mid 60s in the Denver area, 20 degrees above average, but perhaps the kind of best news around this is winds are about as light as can be. There's basically no wind out there, and that means basically no fire danger. So that's the real good news. And you look out in the forecast, I know a lot of us concerned obviously about the just lack of snow that we've had in the high country. We've talked about it ad nauseum. I will say that there is some really promising news in that department for next week and really for the end of the month. So overall, kind of a good news weather forecast here. If you like that nice weather, again, I know the snowpack has been terrible. You don't have to tell me. You don't have to tell me about just how paltry it's been. I've skied quite a few times up in the mountains, and I get it. It's rough. But those temperatures right now rising well into the 60s, mid 60s in Denver. Just a few high clouds overhead, and you can see a few of those clouds off the distance there from Cheeseman Park looking west towards downtown Denver, and the snow-capped Rockies off in the distance. Overall headlines, it's warm and it's dry through at least Monday statewide. So next 5 days, it's a dry forecast, but could be looking at a snowy pattern next week for the mountains. In Denver, a chance for rain or snow around this time next week. So again, if you're hoping for a more active pattern, you probably don't have long to wait for that. Radar right now, though, that is not active. It's about as calm as can be. You look into Southern California, Southern Arizona, though, we are seeing some rain showers moving the way into the Grand Canyon State and the Golden State, and some of that active weather will clip us here in Colorado with a few high clouds tomorrow, but nothing rain snow-wise coming from that. Rest of the day today, sun as sunny as it comes. Just a few high clouds for tomorrow across our southern mountains, and that cloud cover will spread north. But otherwise, the story for today and tomorrow, it's going to be those warm and balmy temperatures. We're in the mid 60s right now in the 90s backyard, 65. Our daily record is 76, so don't have to worry about that. That daily record is very safe, but temperatures already touching 70 across the northeastern plains. Again here, folks, reminder, it is the first Thursday of February, and look at these temperatures. This is more October stuff, maybe even late September stuff for us here. So winds right now, not a factor at all. That is great news. Again, very, very happy to report that even in some of the typically windier spots, breezier spots in the foothills and the mountains, basically nothing. We got high pressure right overhead, and that's kind of suppressing the air mass, leading to a lot of sinking air and kind of stifling that wind. So if you're curious why, notice how that H is kind of basically over Colorado. That's the reason why we don't have any wind and why I'm not too worried about wind over the next few days. That, again, great news this time of year. When you get that warmth, often it comes with that double-edged sword of that concern of gusty conditions. We don't really have to worry about that. So good news there. That said, this weather pattern is the one that we've had all winter long that has kept us on the dry and warm side for the really last few months. Today in the mid 60s, as I mentioned, and we're basically at our highs right now. It's today day number 28 at or above 60 so far this year, and that is now second most on record for us in the Mile High City. Number one mark is 1981, where we had 34 days at or above 60. Tonight, we'll drop back to about freezing, no big deal. Tomorrow, 65, basically same as today. Two small differences. One, a touch breezier tomorrow afternoon. 15 and 20 mile an hour winds, not a big deal. Not enough to generate any meaningful fire concerns, anything like that. Just a little bit more of a breeze tomorrow afternoon, and a few more high clouds tomorrow afternoon as well, because of that storm system off to our south. That'll bring up just a touch more cloud cover. Again, neither a big deal, but basically tomorrow a carbon copy of today. If you've got outdoor plans tomorrow, go for it. And if you don't have them, I would make them, honestly. Tomorrow afternoon, a great day to, I don't know, go for a stroll, a dog walk, anything like that, pickleball, something like that outside. Tomorrow looks fantastic for that. Now, let's get into the next kind of bigger deal thing to talk about. This is next Tuesday, Wednesday, mountain snow and a Denver cool down, a notable one of that. That'll be for next, again, middle of next week. Mountains will see some snow spreading into next Tuesday night, and this looks like a pretty healthy dose of mountain snow that'll last through Wednesday, a good 24 to 36 hours of snow in the mountains, and that'll start what looks to be a parade of storms for us in the mountains starting middle next week. It looks like next Friday, Saturday, we get another storm system, and then another one on that storm's heels. So we're kind of just flipping the overall weather pattern. That high out west, that ridge, and that the ridge high pressure out west, trough out east I was showing you earlier on. That's been our weather pattern all winter long. That's going to change up. We're going to flip it around. It's going to be a low out west and a high out east, and that will mean drier and warmer weather like what we've got over the next 5 days. That'll come to a close. Next week, again, active pattern for the mountains. Several rounds of snow starting middle of next week for the mountains. Denver, if you're hoping for a big snow down here in Denver, I wouldn't hold your breath, but we may get some light snow and some light rain mid to end part of next week. Next kind of Thursday would be the best time window for some snow rain here in Denver. And then, again, just an active pattern. Just stay tuned on that. But at this point, doesn't look like those Denver impacts will be all too significant. Just looks a bit too warm, and looks like the majority of the activity will be in the mountains for us. But top line takeaways: warm and dry in Denver, and really statewide through the upcoming weekend to early next week. Then next Tuesday, Wednesday, pattern flip with several waves of mountain snow likely starting for the middle of next week. So overall good news, honestly on both ends, right? We need the mountain snow. We're not getting it next 5-6 days, but the signal's now pretty strong that we're going to get some meaningful, helpful mountain snow starting middle of next week. And fingers crossed, don't have to tell you how badly we need that. Once again, I'm 9 News Weather Impact Team Meteorologist Chris Bianchi. Thanks for joining us here on 90s Plus. Have a great rest of your Thursday.